Hi everyone, my name is Granville D'Souza. For the last 20 years, I've been involved in training organizations all over the world in the areas of leadership, customer service, and other different kinds of soft skills. But my EQ story starts about 15 years ago when I started to get quite disenchanted with the kind of work I was doing. I was getting really bored, and finally I just quit. I realized I was forcing myself to go to work, and as a result I told myself I needed something better. But I did not find something until I finally went to the bookshop. And one book stood out to me, and that was Daniel Goleman's EQ book. Read it, and after about 5 pages, I decided that this was the kind of work I truly wanted to develop for the rest of my life. So since then, I have written about 3 books. One's on leadership, one is not on leadership, and the other one is on resilience.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Nicole Teo, and for the last 20 years I've been an image consultant and also training people in areas like customer service as well as communication skills. Over the years in training people about all these external behaviors, I found that I wasn't really reaching people within, right? I was not able to see very much changes or very much commitment in the people through the training programs, right? So some years ago I was introduced to EQ, and I found that that was really the key to helping people in finding themselves. So Granville, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about what is EQ.
Sure. So what is emotional intelligence? I think you would have either caught a book or you would have maybe gone for a program or someone introduced emotional intelligence to you. I'll put it in a very simple way. I think if you divide it into 2 different areas, interpersonal abilities and intrapersonal abilities. Quite often we seem to work on the interpersonal part, and that is sometimes we work on our social skills, we work on our empathy. Any soft skills program usually will cover that. But quite frequently we seem to miss out a big chunk, and that is on intrapersonal skills. Some examples of intrapersonal skills would include like mood management. So I'll give you an example of maybe mood management. Sometimes in our classes we meet people who don't seem to know what to do with emotions. So for example, they seem to want to run away from very important emotions like anger or sadness, when actually there's a lot of wisdom and there's a lot of good stuff in those kinds of emotions, if only we know what to do with those emotions. And when we are quite settled dealing with the intrapersonal abilities, and that is really working on ourselves, I think the next step then is to work on the interpersonal abilities, and Marion will tell you a little bit more about that.
So interpersonal skills is definitely very important. Over the years I've been teaching people about making good first impressions as well as just building rapport with people, but that definitely is not enough. We need to really know how to connect well with people. We need to decide how to actually manage when conflicts arise. We need to be able to communicate a lot better and manage our emotions while we're dealing with people. So that brings in another very important topic in EQ, which is empathy. And many times we think that empathy is just sympathizing with the person and understand what they're going through and just trying to solve the issue. But empathy is a lot more than just listening to the person.
One other competency in our model is about influencing. And I feel influencing is absolutely essential. Quite frequently we focus on getting along, we focus on rapport, we focus on connection. But what about persuading, motivating, inspiring? I think these are different areas which do belong to this competency in influencing, and this will be covered in our model as well.
I definitely agree with those, right? But at the core of it, we still need to look at our purpose. And this was something that I was really challenged with for a very, very long time in my life, right? Just doing training every day was really not sufficient. I found myself really bored after a while doing the same topics over and over again. I found myself dragging myself into training classes, and I really wasn't very motivated, right? And when I started doing more EQ work, I found that I really needed to understand what my purpose was. And that's really at the core of our model, talking about what really is driving you, what are certain things what motivates you, right? And now that I know what my purpose is, I definitely am more passionate about what I'm doing.
Every class I facilitate, I almost always meet someone who's telling me, Gran, I'm feeling so disenchanted, I'm feeling so confused, or even sometimes people at 45 and 50 are feeling so drained, they almost feel that maybe this was the kind of work they should not have gone into. So a lot of times we jump into the kind of work we do not knowing exactly whether this was meant for us. And I think at the core of our model is actually purpose. So we settle this area of purpose, then I think this is when we can start working on ourselves. And after that we can start working on our relationships with other people. So this competency should not be understated at all. It's extremely important. Now with the certification that we're about to conduct soon, there's quite a few different benefits we're going to give in those 5 days. we'll be providing 3 different profiles, and the first profile we're going to give is called our very own EQCP, the Emotional Quotient Competency Profile. In it, we will measure 9 different competencies. We sort of mentioned a few just now, and we think it's a really robust tool. The second one, which we are very passionate about, is the Enneagram Profile. And the Enneagram Profile will show us, and it gives you a very good roadmap, whether you are living on the minus side or the unhealthy side of your life, or whether you're living on the healthy side of your life. And it shows you it with great clarity where you need to move and what are your next steps. And the last profile will be showing you how to use, as well as obviously being measured, is the Barrett Value System. And the Barrett Value System is an inventory which maps your values, which is really what's most important in your life, against the Maslow's hierarchy. And within that, you'll be able to find what's your next step with regards to what area of your life you should be working on in your personal life as well as at work. So what are the benefits?
Sorry. So in addition to that, we'll also be giving you templates for PowerPoint slides, as well as for the handouts that you will be using for your 2-day program. Right? With that, there'll be a lot more information so that you can actually customize your program into a 1-day session or even a 3-day session. Right? In addition, we'll also be giving you 2 manuals or 2 guides. One of the guides will be a facilitator's guide, which will actually give you step-by-step instructions of how to actually run the 2-day workshop. We'll also be giving you a manual on how to debrief and coach using the profiling tool that we have. Right? We'll also be giving you a collection of videos for all the different modules that we'll be doing in the 2-day workshop. And you'll get 2 complimentary books. One of them is written by Dr. Granville D'Souza himself on EQ leadership, and the other one is 50 games and activities that EQ trainers play. This is something that we as the EQ Asia team have actually designed and created for your benefit.
I think you really enjoyed the last book because based on Marion's experience and my experience, we've actually put everything together so that you can use many different kinds of activities. We do feel that in a typical workshop, we should not be speaking too much. And the kinds of activities we do in this particular program will allow you to see that it's all about facilitation. And we hope you can make full use of that particular book.
So if you're interested in more information, you can actually go to our website at www.eqasia.com and you can find out more about our 5-day EQ certification program.
We look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.